Okay, something I just want to cover real quick in case you haven't heard the term before, and that is something referred to as an indicator of compromise. So an indicator of compromise, or an IOC, is an artifact observed that indicate, and again, the takeaway here is with a high degree of confidence, of a computer intrusion. Now, some things that may be an indicator of compromise, and these are just a few things, there are of course more, but unusual outbound network traffic. So if we have a baseline set, or we know we have a certain amount of traffic and all of a sudden we see a massive spike in outbound traffic, well, that could mean what? That could mean someone's trying to exfiltrate or upload or remove data from our networks. All right. How about DNS request anomalies? DNS hacks are very prevalent as well, where we try to use, or the hacker rather, will try to use DNS or port 53 to initiate their attack or somehow further their exploits within our network. All right. So they're a little bit more difficult to actually identify, but keep an eye out for DNS type anomalies. Also, mismatching of port and application traffic. So each application typically will operate over a port. As an example, DNS is port 53, the remote desktop protocol, port 3389, and so on and so forth. So if we see a mismatch of that port application traffic, again, that could be an IOC or an indicator of compromise. Also, anomalies in privileged user account activity. So if we have administrator accounts, for example, or some type of privileged account that people typically don't log into except for doing specific administrative tasks, but then all of a sudden we see a massive spike in the logins or attempted logins from those privileged accounts, well, then we know that could be a potential IOC as well. Because what does a hacker want to do? They want to get in and elevate privileges. That's kind of the holy grail. Once they elevate privileges within a system, then they can move laterally. They can execute things as the administrator or as root and do things very malicious in nature, exfiltrate data, plant bombs, backdoors, malicious applications, malware, and so forth, and further their exploits, and potentially then cover their tracks as they leave the network as well. So all of these things are potentials, but just be aware of the term for now, as we'll use that throughout the course.